Presented by Listen Headlines. Latest financial news from trusted sources. Updating daily noontime New York City.
Global economy.
August 2nd, 10:52 America, New York. The U.S. friendshoring experiment risks making enemies. Favoring political allies when constructing supply chains is expensive, tricky and possibly self-defeating.
BBC News Business. August 2nd, 10:31 America, New York. Uber attracts record number of drivers as cost of living bites. The ride-hailing app had been facing a driver shortage, leading to long waiting times for customers.
Daily FX Market News.
August 2nd, 10:30 America, New York. US dollar price action setups. EUR, USD, GBP, USD, AUD, USD, USD, JPY. The US dollar has continued to pull back as Treasury yields have continued to fall, setting up reversal scenarios in USD, JPY.
New York Times Business.
August 2nd, 10:28 America, New York. Job openings fell in June, suggesting that the labor market is cooling. Employers appear to be responding to rising interest rates and a slowing economy by reducing open positions. The fall in job openings is likely to be encouraging news for officials at the Federal Reserve, who have been trying to slow down the economy.
Wall Street Journal Markets. August 2nd, 10:23 America, New York. BP splashes out on shareholders. Unlike its peers, the oil giant raised its dividend after a banner quarter, but it doesn't look like a return to the bad old days of chasing high prices. Wall Street Journal Markets.
August 2nd, 10:17 America, New York. India's haste toward 5G adoption seems dicey. Take-up has often been slower than for 4G, and many consumers may not be ready to pay more for it.
New York Times Business.
August 2nd, 9:50 America, New York. Twitter subpoenas Musk's banks in fight over acquisition. Twitter has sent out requests for information from the banks that are backing the billionaire's purchase, which he is trying to walk away from. Twitter is suing Elon Musk to force him to complete his acquisition of the company.
Global economy. August 2nd, 9:46 America, New York. Eurozone mortgage rate rises threaten house price growth. Borrowing expected to become more expensive in coming months as European Central Bank increases rates.
New York Times Business.
August 2nd, 9:36 America, New York. Doing the math on the Inflation Reduction Act. The bill involves at least $260 billion in spending over 10 years, with a focus on energy and climate, but it would raise taxes by more than that, a congressional analysis found. The bill would give a boost to biofuels.
Daily FX Market News.
August 2nd, 9:25 America, New York. DAX 40 retreats as geopolitical concerns stir haven demand. The index retreats as U.S. House Representative Nancy Pelosi's scheduled visit to Taiwan stirs haven demand as uncertainty returns.
Global economy.
August 2nd, 9:08 America, New York. Ukraine needs more Western support and smarter economic policies to win the war. To avoid economic calamity, the Allies need to increase their aid for Kyiv to about $4 billion minus $5 BN a month in the immediate future.
Wall Street Journal Markets.
August 2nd, 8:59 America, New York. HSBC leaders try to placate restive Hong Kong shareholders. Leaders seek to convince small investors that splitting off the Asian business wouldn't benefit them.
Digital finance.
August 2nd, 8:05 America, New York. What does the heavy lifting for cross-border payments? The European Central Bank weighs the pros and cons of solutions to achieve cheap, universal payments. The post "What does the heavy lifting for cross-border payments?" appeared first on Digital Finance.
The Library of Economics and Liberty. August 2nd, 8 o'clock America, New York. Incentives work even for bureaucracies. More important, the reforms also created a system that strongly incentivizes cities and counties to approve new home permits in a timely way. When a builder or property owner submits an application to build a new home, cities and counties have 30 business days to process it or request corrections.
Daily FX Market News.
August 2nd, 7:35 America, New York. Japanese yen outlook. Recession fears and safe haven appeal lifts JPY. The Japanese yen may benefit from U.S. recession concerns, lower U.S. Treasury yields and safe haven appeal given the renewed U.S.-China tensions over Taiwan visit.
Marginal revolution.
August 2nd. 7:25 America, New York. Get the lead out of turmeric. Exposure to lead, especially in childhood, can have a lifetime of negative consequences. According to the WHO, there is no known safe level of lead exposure. Relatively low levels of lead exposure that were previously considered safe have been shown to damage children's health and impair their cognitive development.
The Library of Economics and Liberty.
August 2nd. 6:30 America, New York. People before profits or the converse. To many people, no current slogan appears so self-obvious than people before profits. For the North Time, I saw it repeated, a few days ago, in a bien pensant attack on social media's freedom. How social media platforms put profits before people. Financial Times, July 28, 2022.
Wall Street Journal U.S. Business.
August 2nd. 6:18 America, New York. BP profit surges on high energy prices. The London-based company is the latest oil major to cash in on the highest energy prices in more than a decade, reporting strong second quarter profit helped by fuel-making margins and oil trading.
BBC News Business.
August 2nd. 5:57 America, New York. House prices climb 11% despite cost of living squeeze. But the Nationwide says there are signs of a slowdown and interest rate rises could cool the market.
Wall Street Journal U.S. Business. August 2nd. 5:43 America, New York. Reliance's $11 billion bid wins lion's share of 5G spectrum in India auction. The sale of airwaves for high-speed platforms exceeded forecasts, lifting hopes of a rapid rollout as New Delhi seeks to close a technology gap with other countries, including China. Wall Street Journal U.S. Business.
August 2nd. 5:30 America, New York. Snack, deodorant makers target cost-conscious shoppers with new brands and sizes. Consumer goods companies say they have been monitoring shopper data and are preparing for a possible economic downturn, but surging inflation requires more than just ramping up promotions.
BBC News Business.
August 2nd. 2:23 America, New York. BP reports huge profits as energy bills soar. The firm reported profits of $8.45 billion in the second quarter of the year as oil and gas prices jumped.
Marginal revolution.
August 2nd. 1:10 America, New York. Are the electric vehicle subsidies too mercantilist? That is the topic of my latest Bloomberg column. Here is one part. The bill also has mercantilist elements, which are not ideal from a climate standpoint. The subsidies apply to North American vehicles only, and the battery components must be increasingly American over time, not allowing Chinese components.